Hello, and welcome back to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is number 868, the category Brainy Tuesday, number 53. The Brainy Tuesday trivia quizzes are 21 questions. Question 21's at the very end of the video if you need to stick around for a tiebreaker. All of these questions are a little bit more difficult than our typical pub quiz questions, so good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. The first one was Frederick Muhlenberg. Others have been named Cannon, Wright, Reed, and Gingrich. What is this position in the U.S. government that is next in line to become president if the vice president dies? The answer is Speaker of the House. Question number 2. This biome's name comes from the Russian for north of the timberline. Mosses, lichens, caribou, lemmings, and flies are some of the principal organisms. What is this northernmost biome that is also the most continuous biome, interrupted only by the North Atlantic and the Bering Sea? The name of this biome is tundra. Question number 3. The most famous example of this type of building is the one in Moscow. This walled citadel in Moscow houses the crown jewels of the Russian imperial family and the Parliament building. What is the name of this building, which is also the name of any medieval defensive fortress in a Russian city? The answer is Kremlin. Question number 4. Some of this man's acting roles include Waldo Pepper, a top-notch stunt pilot, Johnny Hooker, and Roy Hobbs, a natural when it comes to hitting home runs. Who is this actor who first gained fame by starring with Paul Newman in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? This popular actor's name? Robert Redford. Question number 5. This Frenchman hung out in sewers during secret revolutionary activities and developed a terrible skin condition. Who was this subject of a famous painting by Jacques-Louis David, who was stabbed in his bathtub by Charlotte Corday? The answer is Jean-Paul Marat. Question number 6. The son of Atreus and the brother of Menelaus, he was the leader of the Achaean army at Troy. High King of Mycenae, he ruled part of Argos and many islands with his gold scepter. Who was this man that sacrificed his daughter to Artemis at the start of the war for favorable winds? His name is Agamemnon. Question number 7. In chemistry, it's the term for a compound which results from the replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms of an acid by metal atoms. What is the name of this type of compound, usually crystalline at room temperature, that form positive and negative ions when dissolved? The simple term we're looking for is a salt. Question number 8. Standing 27 inches high, it is located in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Originally conceived as a representation of Dante, this figure was designed as a part of an ambitious ensemble of bronze statues called the Gates of Hell. What is this meditative sculpture by Auguste Rodin? It is called the thinker. Question number 9. He served as minister to Spain in 1942, but he is better known as a writer. He wrote A History of New York under the pseudonym Diedrich Knickerbocker, as well as the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon. What author's works also include Bracebridge Hall and the Tales of a Traveler? The answer is Washington Irving. Question number 10. Richard Wagner married one of this composer's daughters, Cosima, in 1870. What is the name of this virtuoso pianist, composer of the Faust Symphony and the Hungarian Rhapsodies? His name is Franz Liszt. Question number 11. In 1519, he set sail from Cuba despite the cancellation of his commission by Velázquez. What was the name of this Aztec conqueror who sailed along the Yucatan and subjugated Tabasco, filling the natives with awe because they believed him to be the god Quetzalcoatl? The answer is Hernando Cortez. Question 12. She was impregnated in the temple of Athena, which caused Athena to authorize her death and place her head on Zeus's aegis. Her sisters were Stheno and Uriel, and from her decapitated corpse sprang Pegasus. What was the name of this Gorgon killed by Perseus? Her name was Medusa. Question 13. Its orbit is tilted 17 degrees relative to the plane of the Earth's orbit and is also highly non-circular. Clyde Tombaugh discovered it while looking at photographs of the constellation Gemini and discovered a star that flickered. What is this object that may or may not be a planet but has a moon, Chiron? The answer is Pluto. Question 14. He met Esther Johnson, to whom he wrote Journal to Stella, but is uncertain whether he ever married her. In 1729, he published his ironical A Modest Proposal, suggesting that poor people should raise their children to be eaten. Who is this satirist most famous for Gulliver's Travels? The answer is Jonathan Swift. Question 15. Developed by a member of the Eleatic school of Greek philosophy, they are meant to question the nature of space and time. One deals with an arrow in flight, another with a foot race. Named after their creator, what are these paradoxes called? They are called Zeno's paradoxes. Question 16. Born on the same day as Abraham Lincoln, he was the grandson of the famous porcelain maker Josiah Wedgwood. While in the Galapagos Islands, he theorized that many varieties of finches were descended from a common ancestor. Who was this man that took a cruise on the HMS Beagle? His name was Charles Darwin. Question 17. It is peculiar because it incorporates all three orders of column, Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. Construction on it was started by Vespasian, and it was dedicated by his son Titus. 4th century documents put its capacity at 87,000 persons. What is the name of this Flavian amphitheater? We know it today as the Colosseum. Question 18. In this play, a professor of phonetics takes on the task of transforming a Cockney flower girl from a gutter snipe into an elegant woman, and succeeds. What is this George Bernard Shaw play, later turned into the musical My Fair Lady, based on a Greek myth about a sculptor who marries his creation? The answer is Pygmalion. Question 19. He hated Odysseus for killing his son Polyphemus. He hated Athena for defeating him in a contest over the city of Athens. And what Greek god of the sea hated Trojans because he and Apollo had been forced to serve as slaves under King Laomedon, who had them build the walls of the city? The Greek god of the sea is Poseidon. Question number 20. It is characterized by fever, headache, pain in the loins, and a rash on peripheral parts of the body. Known scientifically by the name variola, a vaccine for this disease was discovered in 1796 in England. What is the name of this disease eradicated thanks to Edward Jenner? The answer is smallpox. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of Brainy Tuesday. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I thought this one had a lot of good questions. Some hard, some not so hard, but a good mix of everything in between. Make sure you come back to Road TRIpVIA tomorrow. We'll be doing a Who Am I Fictional Characters trivia quiz. That's a 21-question trivia quiz where I describe a fictional character in a first-person point of view, and you tell me who I am. So 20 regular questions, question 21 tiebreaker at the very end. All fictional characters, mostly from movies, but some novels, some stories, stuff like that. So nobody real. I'll describe myself, you'll tell me who I am. And then we had a request to do Weird Al songs, so that'll be on Thursday. I'm writing the trivia quiz right now. You've got 2 days to study up on all of your Weird Al's best songs. I think that's it for today. We'll go straight into the tiebreaker. Question 21 for today, Brainy Tuesday. He was at the YMCA training school in Springfield, Massachusetts when he was invited by Luther Gulick, head of the school's physical education department, to devise a new form of indoor team sport for the winter. What is the name of this man who then took peach bushels and invented basketball? What is the name of the man who took peach bushels and invented the sport of basketball? His name is James Naismith. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow and have a good week.